Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Golden Bachelorette's Joan Vassos hasn't been as open about her relationship with Chock Chapple as Bachelor Nation thinks. Is she hiding her true feelings? The Golden Bachelorette star Joan Vassos has posted a lot about her relationship with Chock Chapple, but she hasn't been as open about her feelings about her fiancé as Bachelor Nation thinks. Joan, who met Chock during their time together on the Golden Bachelorette Season 1, has been making it clear that she's happy with her fiancé after their whirlwind romance on the show. After accepting his proposal during the show's finale, Joan and Chock had the chance to catch their breath and get to know one another better, finding their relationship stood strong throughout a critical run on ABC. Joan and Chock were open about their future plans throughout the days after the Golden Bachelorette Season 1 finale, sharing that they wanted to move to New York City after getting to see each other's homes in a more thorough way. The couple made it clear that they weren't entirely certain of the details yet, but they keep Bachelor Nation informed to the best of their ability. While many weren't sure if Joan would keep up her end of the bargain, it was quickly made obvious that Joan intended to be very open online, sharing a lot on social media. Although Joan has been one of the more open Bachelor Nation leads in the last few years, her social media posts aren't always showing everything that's happening in her life. Rather than being upfront about everything, Joan has been sharing more curated content in the months after the Golden Bachelorette, and even during her time on the show. While the Golden Bachelorette was airing, this was more understandable as she was actively the face of an airing TV show. After the Golden Bachelorette, though, it seemed like Joan would be able to reveal more about her life behind the scenes. Though she's shared a lot about herself and her time with Chock, it's been clear that she's been curating her content skillfully to ensure that she comes off a certain way to Bachelor Nation. A lot of her content, surprisingly, is without Chock and Tao because of their current long-distance relationship. Although she's been sharing a lot of content online, the fact that Joan is curating her content makes it obvious that she's trying to develop her image in a certain way. Instead of showing off her life in a way that encourages her followers to show their own lives in the ups and downs, Joan's content often shows her seeming to be a curated version of herself that she wants Bachelor Nation to see. While she's not picture perfect, Joan isn't fessing up to some of the more difficult moments that viewers know she has in her life post-show. Although Joan's time as the Golden Bachelorette was often very exciting, her relationship with Chock has been confusing for most of Bachelor Nation. While the couple is welcome to their privacy, it's clear that there's a lot going on for them that viewers and followers have interest in. The pair has been talking about a move to NYC that may not be happening, and though Joan seems like she's been upfront, she's been keeping a lot to herself, sharing her highlight reel. Joan hasn't been as honest about the Golden Bachelorette's Chock and her life post-show to maintain her privacy. Joan Vassos stepped onto the Golden Bachelorette stage with the grace and poise of a woman who had already lived a lifetime of love and loss. As the season unfolded, viewers watched her navigate the delicate process of opening her heart again. But now that her journey is nearing its end, one question lingers in the minds of Bachelor Nation. Why hasn't Joan been as open about her relationship with Chock Chapple as everyone expected? Could she be hiding her true feelings? From the moment Chock Chapple entered the competition, he exuded charm, confidence, and a genuine sincerity that set him apart. Unlike some of the other men vying for Joan's affection, Chock didn't resort to grand gestures or over-the-top proclamations. Instead, he built a connection with Joan through quiet, meaningful conversations, thoughtful glances, and the kind of laughter that feels like home. Throughout the season, their chemistry was undeniable. Every time they were together, there was an easiness between them, a natural rhythm that made them look like they had known each other for years rather than weeks. Fans quickly labeled Chock as one of the frontrunners, predicting that he would be standing beside Joan at the end. Yet something strange happened as their relationship progressed. Joan, who had been so expressive with some of the other men, seemed to become more reserved when it came to Chock. Bachelor Nation has grown accustomed to leads gushing over their strongest connection, sharing their innermost thoughts and feelings in confessional interviews. But with Joan, there was a noticeable shift. She would speak highly of Chock, but in a guarded way, never fully letting her emotions spill out. It left fans wondering, is she trying to protect herself from getting hurt? Or is she unsure about Chock in a way she hasn't admitted yet? One possible explanation is that Joan, as the first ever Golden Bachelorette, feels a heightened sense of responsibility to handle her relationships with care. Unlike the traditional Bachelorette, she isn't navigating youthful infatuation. She is a woman who has experienced profound love and loss, and she understands the weight of what it means to commit again. She may feel an unspoken pressure to be absolutely certain before making any definitive declarations about Chock. There's also the possibility that Joan is wrestling with emotions she hasn't yet fully processed. While she and Chock have an undeniable connection, love in your 60s is different from love in your 20s or 30s. She may be deeply attracted to Chock, but hesitant about whether their lifestyles, family situations, and long-term goals truly align. After all, Chock is a vibrant, adventurous man with a larger-than-life personality. Does Joan see herself fitting into his world outside of the show? Fans also can't ignore the fact that Joan had strong connections with other men, particularly Mark and Pascal, both of whom expressed their feelings for her in ways that left a lasting impression. Mark, with his poetic soul and ability to make Joan feel safe, was someone she could easily imagine a peaceful life with. Pascal, on the other hand, brought an element of passion and spontaneity that reignited a youthful spark in Joan. Chock, for all his wonderful qualities, falls somewhere in between, and perhaps Joan is struggling to define exactly what she feels for him. Then there's the social media factor. In the weeks leading up to the finale, Joan has remained relatively quiet about Chock compared to the other men. While she's posted kind words about each of her suitors, there's a distinct lack of gushing over her time with Chock. Could this be a sign that she's conflicted, or is she simply trying to maintain some level of mystery for the final episodes? Another theory swirling among fans is that Joan is afraid of repeating past heartbreak. Her story of losing her late husband was one of the most touching aspects of her journey, and stepping back into the world of love has been a challenge. Even if she deeply cares for Chock, she may be battling an internal fear of allowing herself to fall completely, knowing the pain that love and loss can bring. Keeping her feelings guarded may be her way of protecting herself. Whatever the case may be, Bachelor Nation is eagerly waiting to see how Joan's journey with Chock will conclude. Will she finally let her walls down and embrace the love that seems to be waiting for her? Or will she walk away, unable to shake the uncertainty she's kept hidden all season? One thing is certain, Joan Vassos is a woman who values authenticity, and when the time comes, she will make the decision that feels right for her. Whether that means choosing Chock or walking away to continue her journey solo, her legacy as the first Golden Bachelorette will be one of strength, wisdom, and grace. But for now, the mystery remains. Is Joan holding back because she's protecting her heart, or is she realizing that Chock Chapple may not be her forever after all?